I'm Dan Franklin, and welcome back. This video, we're going to look at basically the process of educating someone. We're not going to maybe use fancy pedagogical words, but what I want to get at, because I was thinking about this when I was driving in the car, was what is the process that's missing when we're online? Okay, so the first thing is just what is the general nature of teaching. So when we're teaching, we usually start with the content. We could say knowledge, and I'm going to put them all together because it's really whatever we're teaching. Knowledge, skill. We could say attitude or behavior, but basically whatever we're going to teach. Okay, so we're going to teach this thing. So we're going to teach it. We're going to teach it. That's our action. Okay, so we're going to teach it. Then we're going to, of course, we're going to assess. Did they learn it? And actually, let's go back and let's change that color. Did they learn it? And then we're going to, and then we reteach it, and then hopefully learning occurs. They've learned it. Okay. So generally with online classes, the getting and communicating this and teaching it is simple. You make a video, you put it on YouTube, you put it on Google Classroom, you put the information out there, and maybe even have an online activity. There's plenty of online activities for different things that you can have them do. You can even do some kind of an assessment where they do like a Google form. They can do, 1,000 other different online programs or whatever. But I think where the online learning generally breaks down is this section right here, is making this connection happen. So to me, this is where I'm playing with my new toy here. So this is where this right here is where the breakdown occurs in online stuff. Because with the video, when you're teaching it, like if you're teaching a live class, you can stop, you can ask, kids can ask questions, you can answer questions, you can deal with it on the spot. So that's something you give up when you do online videos for teaching. But so then you have to build in that moment where you can engage with students in the classroom after they've watched the video notes. So you can make that happen. So let's think about the reteach part here just a little bit, just to see, because this is the part I think is missing. So how do we approach that when we're dealing with online stuff where we won't see our students, especially high school students, or any K-12 student who really relies on that teacher interaction to make something happen. So when we're reteaching it, Daniela, come here. On the video, so come here so I can show you. Say hi.
Hi.
So this is Daniela. This is my daughter. She has autism and she is awesome. Right?
Right.
Yeah. What you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? So you're going to go in the bedroom for a minute so I can make my video?
Yes.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
All right. I may have to stop here for a second. All right, I'm going to stop it here. Hi, welcome back. So that was Daniela. So we were talking about reteaching here. And so doing this online, I think, is where where the difficulty comes in, especially with our K through 12 students. So generally, when we assess, did they learn it, specifically in a more formative sense, we are looking for what is that mistake. So when we do that, no, other way. Okay, that's as far as it'll go. Oh, sorry, new tool, new toy. Yeah, it's going the wrong way. Okay, so let's do this, and we'll expand it out. So generally, we see the mistake, and so once we see the mistake, before we can actually generate a correction, generally, me specifically, I'm asking questions. Sometimes it's just looking at their work and analyzing what their work. That way, I have more success when I'm able to actually ask the student specifically and ask them multiple questions to see where their understanding is at, whether it's a knowledge, skill, whatever it might be. Ask them, okay, so why did you do that? What did you do before this? What's the next step? Kind of working through it by asking questions. I think one of the things I learned, especially as a master teacher from my fellow teachers, is as good as that is, the next thing that's really important is what is the strategy you're going to teach that student so that they can fix their understanding, fix their skill. The more you can codify it as a strategy for the student, the better, especially if procedurally or otherwise, the better I think that they're going to be able to take it and run with it and learn from that. But once you do that, then you got to provide them with another opportunity for practice. So that part, the more practice isn't necessarily difficult, okay, and the reassess isn't more practical. Is practical. So you're really back into this. So for me, the difficult part in this is this questioning. I think one of my specific gifts as a teacher, because I have plenty of failings as a teacher, but I think one of my specific gifts is being able to read what a student is thinking and pull out where the actual disconnect is for their learning. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm thinking online learning for my students. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at this. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video down. I think in the next one that I'm actually going to be looking at is just the tools specifically that I'm going to use for my class, starting on probably on Tuesday, and we'll go from there. So I look forward to hearing from you if you are into it, and if not, it is the journey I'm on. So I hope that you get something out of it too. Stay safe, wash those hands, and avoid all the craziness. All right. Have a good night. Bye.